everyone, so this is a Marshall DSL 100 HR. It is a 100 watt tube amp and it screams pretty good. I bought it as used from Guitar Center, but it was actually brand new as a blemish. And as you can see, there's a little blemish here in Tolex. But other than that, man, the thing is brand spanking new. It was listed for $679, and when he put it into the cart, it somehow rang up as $520. So I was geeked. But anyways, I'm going to show you some of the controls on it and settings and everything, and then we will get into a sound check. So this is a 2-channel. You've got the ultra gain and you've got classic gain. You've got a loop effect on and off. These are your master controls. You've got a red channel and a green channel. I usually run with my volume cranked as high as I can get it on whichever, because you've got master 1 and master 2. I always crank it, and then what I do is I use my volume and gain knobs to control it when I'm in a place that I need to be, like in the house. I'll usually run it pretty low. The gain is how much power you're putting into the amplifier with your guitar, and then the volume is how much volume comes out from the amp and into your cab. So it also has a tone shift. It has reverb for each channel, and then you've got the equalization. They run the same for both channels. And then you've got a resonance and a presence. The ultra gain channel has an overdrive 1 and an overdrive 2. And the classic gain has a clean and a crunch. The crunch is pretty cool. The ultra gain is pretty good too. I really do like the amp head. The only thing, it's made in Vietnam. Now, I was always under the impression that Marshall was made in England, but it came to my realization that Marshall also has a factory in Vietnam. They say that the employees are all Marshall, and that the quality assurance is the exact same that it is in their UK facilities, but it's still kind of off to me. So I called and complained to Marshall because I didn't know like they were going to even do anything, but they assured me that everything was just as good as the UK version. But the cabs are also made in Vietnam. The cab that I have is an MX412BR, which is a straight cab, and an MX412AR, which is the angled cab. So I do have a full stack Marshall. And we'll get into the cabs and everything in a minute here. But I just wanted to show you guys some of the controls. We'll go around to the back here and I will show you the back, and then we'll do the sound check. Alright, so here's the back of it. You've got a 16 ohm, and then you've got 8 ohm. Each one of these is 8. If you use both of them together, it turns it into 16. And then you've got the 2.4 ohm, which if you use 2 of them, it makes them both 8 ohm. So the cabs are actually 16 ohm. So I hooked them both into here. You've got your emulated out, your audio in. You've got your foot switch, and then you've got your FX loop. FX loops are nice. Instead of having to plug all your pedals in through the front, you can run through the FX loop. And the FX loop, what it does is it puts the pedals in between the preamp and the power amp. So it works really good. We'll get into all the FX loop thing another time. I'm just doing this right now to show this review of this head and this and the cabinets. So, and you've got your MIDI in, and then your power port, of course. And then you can see right here, made in Vietnam. So, and then you've got the inside. You can see the tubes. I'm not going to pull the back off of it. So sorry, guys. But like I said, it does scream. Even just hooked up with one cab, two cabs, oh man, she's pretty outrageous. I could turn it up to about, I'd say 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and it's rattling the windows pretty hard. I haven't went past that too much without turning the volumes down on those volume gains on the channels that I showed you earlier. So I don't want to bust the windows out. And the wife already cries already. It's too loud. Ah! And the neighbors come banging on the doors, complaining and shit. It's stupid, but hey, you know that's what happens when you have a Fullstack. All right, so we are going to put this back up on top of the cabinets, and then we'll get ready to do a sound check. All right, so here is the Fullstack. This is the AR cab, angled, and then here's the straight cab. So this is now my complete Marshall Fullstack. And we will get into a sound check right now. Okay, so we've got a low and a high setting over here. The low pretty much is going to be like 50 watts. The high is always going to be 100 watts. We'll run it on high for now. My master volume right now is at about, we'll run it at about 3 o'clock. But I control all of my volume with my volume and gains. Remember, the gain is how much is going into the preamp with the guitar, and then the volume is everything coming out of the amp to the cabs. So right now we're on classic gain channel. We're in the green, which is clean pretty much. And we've got the gain at about 2 o'clock. We'll go ahead and now, this is the crunch. Switch over to the Ultra. Our gain again is set at max. And now we'll go to Overdrive. don't think they're quite as tight as they need to be. The low end sounds kind of honky. It doesn't sound quite full. Even the higher notes, it just doesn't sound as clean and crisp as I'd like it to. Now again, I'm not running any pedals at all. As you see, I'm running straight to just the head. So, I mean, yes, we'd probably tighten things up some with the with some pedals, but I mean, all in all, it sounds pretty good. I definitely like the head. There's a lot of tweaking that you can do. You can set a lot of different parameters with it. So I definitely do like the head. But as far as the cabinets are concerned, you know, I've always wanted a Marshall Fullstack since I was a kid. And I finally got my Marshall Fullstack. But unfortunately, everything is made in Vietnam. I guess it's just because it's this DSL, and then these cabs are matching. They're supposed to be specially voiced to match this DSL head. So both the cabs are made in Vietnam as well. I'm going to pull this apart and then turn these around, at least one of these cabinets, so that you can see the back of it, and I'll show you everything with that. There's only one input jack, so I mean, it's not like you can really do anything different with it. But all in all, for the money I paid, it's a Fullstack, and it sounds pretty good. So, but I'm probably going to wind up changing some things around here in the future, the very, very near future, and I'll show you guys about that in just a little bit. So, right now I'm going to go ahead and pull this apart, and then we'll turn one of these cabs around, and I'll show you the back of it, and we'll go from there. Okay, so this is the cab. That's the straight cab. This is the angle cab. And like I said, just one input in the back. And as you could see, made in Vietnam. Right there. So I was pretty bummed about that. But the cab is brand spanking new looking. I bought this cab used from Guitar Center. I actually paid $239 for this cab. It was supposed to be a 2x12, and instead they sent me this brand new 4x12 angle cab. So I really couldn't complain. Now the straight cab, everything's the same on the back. The straight cab I bought brand spanking new from a company called Capital City Guitars in Washington. They shipped it out to me, free shipping. It's originally $5.99. I got it for $6.04 after taxes and everything. Worked with a guy named Robert down there. He was a really cool cat. When I first got the cab, the bottom speakers weren't working. So he had told me to try and take the back off and see. Couldn't get the back off. It was on there pretty good, and I didn't want to damage anything, so he told me, well, go ahead and take it off. I'll honor anything if it does get damaged and something's wrong with the speakers. So I used a couple butter knives after I took all the screws out and was able to pry it open. I didn't do any damage to it. And there was a wire that was just laying there in the bottom. It went from the top speaker to the bottom speaker, and once I hooked those up, everything worked great on it. So I can't complain about the cab. But like I said, the sound just isn't what I was anticipating. The tone just isn't as good. So I have decided to change. Now, I'm going to be running my Marshall head on dun, 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 dun. I got a Mesa Boogie cabinet. It is a 4x12 with the vintage 30 Celestion speakers in it. And let me tell you guys, man, this thing rocks. It sounds nice and tight, full. It just sounds awesome. I will do a review on this in the future here. And what we will actually do is we will do a shootout. I will do this Marshall straight cab against this Mesa Boogie straight cab. But I can already tell you there's going to be no comparison. So, but anyways, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and like the video if you liked it. And I will see you guys in the future.